Hello everyone, welcome back to Silent Gaming. My name is Mark Nice. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more gaming content. In my previous video, we unboxed the Elgato 4K X capture card. We went through its specs and features. In this video, I will be showing you guys step by step and how to set it up, how to create your gameplay, and for the open source software we will be using is OBS. I will show you everything from downloading the software, how to choose the right settings, how to create your scenes, adding your sources, and how to stream your gameplay on Twitch. At the end of this video, you should be able to stream and record like a pro. So let's dive into it. So before we go ahead and download the OBS Studio, one thing that I forgot to mention is to make sure that the firmware on your capture card device is also up to date. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. Now that we are on the Elgato website, we will go straight on the right hand side and click download. It should take you to the download page with all the software offered by Elgato. What we want to download, it is the capture device utility. If you have a Windows, there's a window tabs on the right hand side. You will click on that and then click on find hardware drivers. It should be able to give you all the list of drivers associated with your capture card. Since I'm using Mac, so we are going to go back and then I'll go ahead and click on Mac. Then I should be able to click on download. You don't have to sign up for anything. Just go ahead and click on continue with download. And then you are ready to go. Now that we have the capture device utility downloaded, let's go ahead and connect our capture card to our computer. So we're going to need the same cable that was in the packaging. Plug it at the end of your capture card. The other end goes straight to your laptop, MacBook, or any PC that you want to use. Remember in my previous video, I mentioned if you have one of these docking stations, the capture card does not work pretty well when you plug it straight to the docking station. Just make sure you plug it directly to MacBook. So let's go ahead and upgrade the capture card. Now that we have the capture card connected to our computer, we're going to go ahead and find the software we downloaded. In the download folder, so the Elgato capture device utility, we're going to click on that. This little window should open. If it is your first time you're opening the application on the Mac, it will prompt you that the application was downloaded through the internet. Go ahead and trust it. In my case, I have already updated the device. So once you see this little window, you do have the option to drop down and select which capture card you wish to update, depending if you have multiple capture cards connected at the same time. In my case, I only have one, and I'll click on update firmware. As you can see, it's already up to date, so there's not much for me to do. So now for the fun part, let's go ahead and download OBS Studio so we can go ahead and set it up. So we're going to go ahead straight on their official website. So obsproject.com. Once on the main page, you should be able to see the 3 operating system. So you will select whichever operating system you are running. In my case, it is the Mac OS. If you have Mac with Intel processor, you're going to go ahead and select the Mac OS Intel. In my case, I do have the Mac Mini with the M4 Pro chip. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Mac OS Apple Silicon. So now that we have the OBS Studio downloaded, let's go ahead and install it. So we're going to head down to our downloads folder. Go ahead and click the DMG file we downloaded there and just go ahead and click and drag the OBS app to the application folder. Once that's done, double click on the application folder. You should be able to see the OBS app. We're going to go ahead and double click on that. So you should be able to see a window like this. It's just to let you know that this was downloaded from the internet. It doesn't trust it. Just go ahead and click OK because we trust the app. In my case, it didn't ask me multiple questions if I want to actually give OBS full functionality on my Mac. That's not a problem, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So in my case, it's just asking me to just to approve the extension there. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So if you want to make sure that your OBS has full functionality on your Mac, you go ahead and click on Review App Permissions right on top there. You click the OBS, then Review App Permissions. You should be able to see a window like this. If these are not approved, you'll be able to see Request Permission, Request. And so what I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this one here. Make sure that I toggle that on. It's going to ask me for my password. I'll go ahead and just enter the password. It should be good to go. I'll do letter because I have multiple things that I want to approve as again. Then I'll go ahead and just open for the camera. Same thing. Go ahead and just toggle that in. Toggle that right away and just going to go letter on. And then I'll go and close that up. And I'll go down also to the microphone. And I'll go ahead and just toggle that. I say letter on. Just make sure that it has full functionality on my Mac, that I don't need to run into any issue whatsoever. Go ahead and put in my password here. Oh, sorry, wrong password. And there we have it. So now everything seems to be great, and now we're good to go. One of the first things that I usually do is to run the auto configuration wizard just to determine my settings. So we're going to go ahead and do that in the menu bar. We're going to go and click Tools, Auto Configuration Wizard. You should have a pop-up. So here you're going to tell what you plan to use OBS for. So we're going to optimize for streaming. Recording is secondary. We're going to go ahead and click Next. For the canvas, we're going to go ahead and leave the same as default. As for the FPS, we're going to go ahead and select 60. So that is frame per second. We're going to go ahead and click Next. Here, I have already connected my Twitch account. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and connect your Twitch account. Once that is complete, OBS will run a test to determine what will be the best setting you should be able to set up for your system for you to be able to stream on Twitch. So we're going to go ahead and click Next. So here is my final result. So what it's showing me here, my connection and computer setup is good enough to stream at a 6000 bit rate using the Apple hardware encoder H.264 with the resolution of 1280 60 frames per second. But remember, you can definitely make any changes to all these settings, and I'll be able to show you how to do that. So we're going to go ahead and click on Apply Settings. So now that the setting is done, we're going to go ahead and now make the changes to all these settings that we just applied. So on the OBS Studio on the right bottom, you should be able to see Settings. Go ahead and click on the Settings. This should be able to bring up the setting menu. Under Output, you should be able to see all the settings that was automatically set by OBS Studio. So in terms of the 6000, I'll leave it as it is. But if you wish to change that, it's totally up to you, as this is what they prefer for ingesting stream. As for the audio bitrate, I'll leave it as it is. But if you believe your audio is not good enough, you can definitely go ahead and change that. As for the hardware, I'm going to use the hardware encoder, but the only time you will use the software X264 is if you're using a machine without any dedicated graphic cards. Now, moving on to the recording setting, just before we look into the recording setting, in terms of the audio encoder, leave it as default. Even when I click, I don't have anything to select from. So for the recording setting, it is straightforward. Recording path, you are telling OBS Studio where you wish to save your recorded video. In terms of the recording quality, leave it same as stream. As for the recording format, I usually go with the MP4 or MOV just to make my life easier when it comes to editing. Now, moving on to the last one on the list, the replay buffer, which is a very handy feature you want to enable. If you wish to record footage that has already happened, I'll go ahead and enable mine. It does play more like a flashback recording, allowing you to capture event that has occurred before you hit record. We're going to go ahead and move on and create our first gameplay and adding a webcam on OBS. So at the bottom left, you should be able to see the two sections, the scenes and the sources sections. In the scenes section, this is where you get to create any scene you want, like for example, starting soon, or be right back, or chatting scene. Totally up to you. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and rename this to gameplay. And then we're going to go ahead and add our first video capture device. So you're going to go ahead and click on that plus sign, video capture device. And for me, I'm going to call this PS5. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And for the device, I'll drop that down and select the Elgato 4K X, since this is the one I have plugged into my Mac Mini. So let's go ahead and select Elgato 4K X. You can see that it recognizes it automatically instantly. So which means I have definitely plugged my capture card correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And don't worry about the upside down part here. I will show you how to fix that. We're going to go ahead and just right click on the canvas, and you're going to go ahead and click transform, and we're going to flip that to vertical. I haven't forgot about those who do not have any console but prefer playing directly from their Mac. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to that little plus sign. In your case, you will not select the video capture device. However, you will select the Mac OS screen capture. Go ahead and call it anything you want. In this case, what you're going to do is from the drop down, select the application capture. This allows you to select the display the game is being played on. The beauty part about adding a screen capture, it does include the audio, and also when anything that you add on the on OBS, you do have the option to readjust the Windows application. So you can go ahead and just click OK to readjust. You can simply just click the corner and just drag it to fit the OBS resolution canvas. And just like that, and you should be good to go. Now we're going to go ahead and add our webcam over our gameplay. We're going to head back to the plus sign. We will select again video capture device, but this time we will call this a webcam. And for the only webcam that I have connected to my Mac, it is the OBS Bot Tiny 2. I will select that right away. You do see my face, and I'll fix that very quickly here. There you go. So right now it's actually sitting and covering my whole gameplay. So what you can definitely do, go ahead and adjust that to the size that you want. I actually love it like that. So it looks great for me, but right now I love to make things a little bit cleaner. So as you can see, my webcam has also extra space, which I don't want. So what you can definitely do, how to adjust this, hold down the option key on Mac, drag this side just like that, just to adjust, to remove the space that you don't need. And the beauty part about this, you can pretty much place it any way you want. It's totally up to you, but I love it right on the bottom right. And then if I don't want to adjust the color of my webcam, I can actually go ahead and just highlight the webcam or right click on it, and then filters. In here, I can be able to add the effect filters that I want. So in this case, I want to fix the colors. So I'll go ahead and just click on color correction and just remove some little bit of orange that I see on my face. So the saturation, I'm going to bring that down a little bit. For you to exit out of here, just go ahead and click close. And so far, I love it the way it looks like. So I'm happy with that. So now that I'm able to see my PS5 and my webcam on my gameplay, I'm still lacking audio. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our microphone. And also I'm going to add audio capture so that I can be able to hear the sound that's coming from my PS5. So for you to be able to add your audio, you're going to go under settings. This will bring up the setting menu. Under audio, under the global audio devices, you're going to go ahead and select where it says the mic auxiliary audio. From the drop down, I will select my Captain 300 because that is my headset with microphone that is currently connected to my Mac. So I'll go ahead and select that. Automatically, you should be able to see the meter going up and down, which means it's connected correctly. So now we're going to add the audio capture so that I can be able to hear the sound coming from my PS5. So under the plus sign, we're going to go. This time we're going to select the audio input capture. I'm going to call this PS5 audio. Okay. And for the device, I will go ahead and select the Elgato 4K X because that's where my sound is coming from. So I'll select that and click OK. You can be able to see the meter going up and down, which means the sound of my PS5 is coming through. However, if you cannot hear everything, if you cannot hear anything like myself, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do for you to be able to hear the sound coming through. You're going to go ahead and right click on the PS5 audio or whichever what you called it. You're going to click under advanced audio properties. There it is. It's showing active, but we cannot hear anything. So from the drop down, you're going to go ahead and select monitor and output. Automatically, your PS5 should be able to come through like myself, I can be able to hear the sound with no problem. So which means you are good to go. Now that we have our microphone and PS5 audio coming through, we can go ahead and adjust this as we want. I like to just lower the PS5 audio a little bit lower so that it doesn't overpower my microphone. Right there is okay. Now, what if you had your favorite playlist playing on Spotify and you would love to capture that audio? What you will do is on the little plus sign again, you're going to go ahead and select Mac OS audio capture. Go ahead and just call this Spotify. I'll click OK. From the drop down, I'll go ahead and select the application audio. This will give you another drop down to select from which application you will have to capture. So on the list here, you won't be able to see Spotify. There's a reason why you don't see Spotify here because there's no music playing right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is open Spotify and just go ahead and click play. Then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go ahead and press OK, because if you don't go ahead and press OK, you need to refresh the list. So I'll go ahead and press OK. Then I'll go back on the Spotify capture and I'll go out on the properties. From the drop down, I should be able to see Spotify. Automatically, once I select that, right away you see that it's actually the music is actually coming through. And that's how you go ahead and set up your if you wish to capture any audio from any your favorite application on your Mac. We are almost now ready to go live on stream. Just before we do that, we are going to create our second scene, and for this one we are going to call it starting soon. And then on the sources, I'm going to browse to my media source that I created myself. I'll click OK. Then I'll go ahead and browse to my mini video there. And then I'm going to make sure that this is checked, which means it's going to keep repeating over and over without me keep pressing play. So this is exactly when I go live, everyone will see before I push my gameplay through the live stream. But to make things easier, and I'm also going to show you, is you can definitely just go ahead and click on the studio mode on the right bottom side here. The studio mode, what this does, it makes things easier for you. For example, I can make any changes on my left screen without anyone seeing it on the live. So for example, I can just go click on my gameplay. It's not live yet because I haven't pushed it through the second screen yet. And I'll be able to show you how to do that the moment we go live. Now, for you to go live on Twitch, it's pretty simple. The only thing that you need to do is go ahead and just click on start streaming. I will not click on start streaming for the purpose of this video. And you can also record your streaming as you are playing. And I'll tell you the reason why I prefer the studio mode. For example, this is what everybody will see the moment I go live. I just want to make sure that my gameplay looks great and my video, there's no any issue whatsoever. And it also applies to those who usually stream at a certain time. They will start with the getting ready or they're starting soon. And the good part about this, you can also create the chatting scene and also the live streaming ending soon. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. Alright guys, that is it for today. We have covered a lot and I have given you guys all the fundamentals that you need for you to be able to stream on Twitch with OBS. Thank you very much for watching, and if there's anything that I did not cover, please comment below and I'll be able to answer to any of your questions. If you found this video very helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one, and happy streaming everyone.